we're gonna play rock and roll in the dining room.
We're gonna push ourselves in this project to see what we can achieve.
I have a good backup plan if it goes sour.
Yeah.
I can become a DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to know, just thinking about your journeys, and if there's been one, or I'm sure there's been many, but a significant, important moment where you've experienced something, you've been like, yes, I am on the right path, or this is what got you into cooking. Just something over all these years that's really stood out as a memory. It could have influenced your philosophy. It could have just, it played an important role in your careers.
Mainly two things. The first one was back in 2010. I opened a restaurant, the first one in 2008, and we got a year within 10 months. We got the first star, and then straight after the year number 2, we got 2 stars. That was totally unexpected, and that year we also went into that 50 best list, which really just speeded everything up, And then in 2010, I've been traveling from north to south of Japan for 10 days. And I came back and I just felt like we were stuffing the guest with too heavy food after being in Japan for 10 days. And that really changed my philosophy, where I took away a lot of lactose, a lot of fat, a lot of gluten, but at the same time tried to, speed up the flavors. So that was the 2 big key moments for me, where I starting to go more towards Asia and less towards France in my cooking philosophy. So for me, those were, obviously for career-wise, getting 2 stars, bam, and then almost at the same time had that sort of hallelujah moment after traveling all over and eating in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What about you?
And for me, there is a few, but being able to get the job at Norma, because I was very persistent, but I didn't get it. And then something happened. It's a longer story, but then I managed to get the job there. And that definitely changed me as a chef. And then I was so fortunate to dine at Björn's restaurant in the old venue with Klaus, you remember?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. But that was like a very unique moment for me. Very, very unique. And I fall in love with Björn's cooking. I think he does something very clever of merging, French and the Nordic and the Asians. That talks very to my heart. But what really made it was when he reopened in the new place, and I was having a dinner there with my best friend, and that was the best meal of my life. And there I was sitting. I was about to open my own restaurant with some of your former team members.
Yes,
COVID hit and the world changed and stuff. But when I sat there, I was like, wow. One big dream for me would be able to work for this man. And then sitting here in Dubai, working for this man, now it's a dream come true.
What I loved when I did eat with you guys was the storytelling and the showcasing of the ingredients. And so I know, quality ingredients is of course the core of what you do. And they were so fresh. I think the langoustine still jumped on the tray, Talk to me about kind of what's exciting you at the moment in terms of ingredients, and what anything that you've got on the menu that you really want to shout about.
If I can start on this,
I would love you to.
Then I'm extremely excited to be kind of in the middle of the Nordic region and Japan, Asia, because here we can get the best from both worlds. So for me, I grew up in a very strict Nordic environment, coming from Norma, but we always also looked towards the Asian side. Was inspired about their culture of fermenting and so forth. But being here in Dubai and being exposed through Frantzén to these like fresh fishes that we get our hands on. I did a lot of effort of sourcing the unagi, the eel, the shimaji, and so forth, all the fresh citrus fruits that's also being used in FZN. That is what excites me a lot, because this is a little bit of an untouched territory to a certain extent for me. So here it's fishes that I haven't caught to. I caught into similar, tasted similar fishes, but it's a completely different species as such. And that is super exciting and intriguing for me. And then still lean on towards and bringing the Nordic flavors here in terms of some of the berries or some of the forest flavors in terms of dried mushrooms and pine and stuff like that I have a big passion for as well.
Cool. I can feel your enthusiasm. It's great. Yeah.
No, I completely agree. I'm super pleased and happy with the ingredients. And that's coming back to the question before regarding Dubai and why now. It's also now there's, there's a new generation of chefs and also suppliers, because we are only as good as our ingredients. And at the end of the day, you can't cover up.
Sure.
So that's why the market needs to be matured, but there's more restaurant also collaborating and putting pressures on suppliers. Because in that way, it's a young market for international cooking in that sense.
And I would definitely say that this project had been a big push for the whole chef community here, because we have been a pain in the ass to these suppliers and very demanding in terms of the quality and getting it as fresh as possible here more than once a week.
And I think the market here is, because we're so varied and there's more than 200 nationalities, it's not like you're having to make a menu that's catering to certain flavors. Yes, you're in the Middle East, but it doesn't mean everything has to be Middle Eastern.
No.
And there is that excitement as well. And I think it gives you even more room to be creative.
And it will, normally, I mean, if you compare Frantzén and Zen to each other, one is in Stockholm, that one is leaning more towards the Scandinavian region, whereas Zen's cooking is more towards kind of, the Asian side. So what's going to be exciting here is you need time, because you need to land and you need to, get a collaboration with the suppliers. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, obviously our ambition here is also to bring in a little bit more Middle East flavors to what we're doing here, but we're going to need time to, get our hands on it.
Something I really picked up on the night at the pop-up, that everybody who interacted with us knew the story, and you looked as if they genuinely believed that. And honestly, I think that's a huge differentiator for you guys, because there was just something special there. And so
I'm glad to hear.
Do you guys have like a kind of, I don't know, how do you ingrain that in people? Is it how you're hiring?
I think it's, when we're hiring, we're going more on personality than background, because what we're doing here is going to be generally completely different to wherever you've been working before. So it comes down more to personality and how they are able to adapt. We will teach you everything regarding anything in this restaurant, so that's no problems. But you have to have the right, that's what we're looking for. And also for us on the safe side, a lot of the team members has worked with me for many, many years, both at Frantzén and at Zen in Singapore. So, and then we're adding some new talent as well. So it's a mix.
But you need that to train people. And,
100%.
But yeah, honestly, I was really impressed with it. So I think it's probably only going to get better as well if it can.
Well, hopefully, otherwise we're doing something wrong, Torsten.
Yeah.
What dish are you most excited to kind of introduce to the market here on the menu? I know it's horrible to choose one. It's like choosing your favorite child. But
yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
But if I were to highlight one dish here, I would say that the effort that we put into getting these live langoustines here actually alive, that is something that intrigues me quite a lot. And I think it's kind of a staple of what we want to do and achieve here with the fresh ingredients.
I think that your chawanmushi is the best I've ever had. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
What kind of legacy do you guys want to leave behind in Dubai? Or Kickstart doesn't have to, it doesn't have to leave behind.
For me, it's important to, whatever you open in the world, is not to change too much. We need to come here and we need to do our thing, So it's that, okay, it's fine dining, but it's supposed to be fun for me when you go to restaurants, and that casual elegance. And yes, we're gonna play rock and roll in the dining room. You don't normally do that, but we do. We're gonna do our thing. So hopefully that sort of casual elegance, it's gonna be as successful here as well. And then obviously we're gonna cook as hell.
Yeah. We're gonna push ourselves in this project to see what we can achieve.
Yeah.
We came here to do something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love what you said about the music. It's like you read my mind, because I wanted to ask you, who puts that playlist together? Is it you?
I do, yeah.
Everybody at the dinner was like shazamming everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It gets a lot of comments.
Oh my gosh,
definitely,
excellent. Yeah, just every song was great. So
good.
yeah, thank you.
I have a good backup plan if it goes sour.
Yeah.
I can become a DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.